Hey guys, Ev's back to entertain with another Survivor video, and once again I brought along my special guest.
Hello, it's me once again, Keenan. Nice
All
to meet
right,
y'all again.
cool. All right, so here we are. It's Thursday afternoon. It's a lovely rainy day, uh, and this is day after the Survivor 43 finale, and I have to do my usual thing, and do some coverage on it. So, and let me tell you, it was an interesting ride yesterday. I'll just put that much. So, but I can't wait
Yes,
to get right into it. So,
yes, it was.
oh my gosh. So, without further ado, let's get on it. So, yesterday was the finale, as I said, of 43. And, the final five was Carla, Cassidy, Owen, Gabler, and Jesse.
Jesse, yes,
And, it's so amazing how everyone collectively agreed that either Jesse or Cassie was going to win. No, because like I was just looking at the polls of Survivor
yes.
Spencer, like he just either like other Survivor
Pretty.
Peridium. Just so many predictions had Jesse or Cassie winning. I mean, like Jesse. I mean, both Keenan and I thought that Jesse was either having the final boss, aka the Rick Devens edit,
Omar,
or Omar or Ricard edit,
Rob Sue, sorry.
or like he was gonna win the season. And it's funny because either way, I was gonna be like, wow, this is the most obvious winner edit since Tony and Winners of War, or yet another like edit where a fan favorite makes it deep and gets out
Yeah,
towards the end. Uh, so yeah, I mean, can you want to add anything real quick?
yeah. I was the same way. I really thought. I feel like I knew Jesse had a shot. Cause if Jesse would have made it final three, he would have won regardless.
Right.
But I kind of felt his edit was too obvious for him to win. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like he's gonna get voted out fourth, and Cassie wins because it'll be like Cassie, Gabler, and Owen. And
Right.
since Cassie's kind of one of them, like, guess she like the moves on the game, the noticeable moves. She gonna get the win.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny too because once Jesse got out, I was convinced that I was everyone and their mother was convinced that Cassie was going to win,
I was
and
saying.
including myself. And I was so ready to just complain tomorrow, like today, that Survivor just cannot edit under radar winners because Cassie was basically invisible for the first like
Yeah.
3 or 4 episodes.
And another thing, I feel like they keep arguing about Cassie had like 48 at confessionals, which is like hers more than Parvati had in Micronesia. But still, she was kind of like quiet. Just because you have like 40 or more confessionals, doesn't mean that you were like more like a noticeable player.
Right, the way I see it, like Parvati had less confessionals, but like most of those confessionals contributed to her story. I mean, I feel like that a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Cassie's confessionals, despite the edit she got, didn't really contribute to the story that much. But I mean, that's just kind of plays part in the editing. But anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, like so, we really thought that Cassie was gonna win in that final three. And I thought that Gable, and Owen had pretty good final tribal councils, but I just thought Cassie was just gonna pull from the rug.
Mm-hmm.
And little did any of us expect Gabler just pulling out the win. And and oh my god. Okay, so let's take a back seat. So let's
Okay.
start from the beginning of the finale. So
Okay. Yeah.
um, I mean, like I said in the last video, going to this finale, I didn't really have that much expectations other than the Jesse or Cassie win. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think anyone winning would change my opinion, which is my opinion. I think the season is mid,
Yeah.
and so like going to this finale, Carla's on the bottom because she had this whole she played her idol last tribal council because of Jesse, outplaying Cody. I can't wait to get into that, but
Yeah.
um,
And,
eventually, who wins? Mainly Owen.
oh, actually, Carla they went to the new island,
Yeah, yeah.
and Carla won. She got no. She won.
She got the advantage, but then Owen won immunity.
Yeah, kind of similar to Lindsay. Lindsay won advantage last season, but she lost to Mike.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
So yeah, and then Carla gets voted out, final five.
I don't know. We'll talk about more, but I don't think I don't know if you saw it or missed it. But I remember Carla. She did mention that she was going to like poison Cassie's game because she going to talk to the jury about poisoning her game. It was during like it was like one of those before like tribal council.
I might miss that, but
I figured it because we were friends and they were kind of talking.
yeah.
So
I mean, I just know that Cassidy did apologize for her last conversation with Carla before she left. I didn't know like it was like out of spite or anything.
yeah. So we got Carl got voted out, and then like Final Four. The Final Four Music Challenge. The Final Music Challenge. It was okay. When they brought it back in, it was in
Who? Oh yeah, it was the same challenge from
is it One World.
One World, Blood versus Water, and Millennials versus Gen X,
Cassie
and
won.
Cassie won that one.
Yeah.
And then which led to the fire making challenge, which was Jesse no matter what. And
Mm-hmm.
then for
Gabler.
once, yeah, it was Gabler and Owen for one of them actually wanted to do fire, just take him out.
Yep.
And then
Gable won.
yeah, Gabler won, took Jesse out.
This is the fastest fire making challenge
Mm-hmm.
almost ever. Like, it's under like 5 minutes.
Something like that, yeah.
Right. And it was a blowout. It wasn't even close like compared to like last 2 seasons because like Jesse had he barely got fire going. So,
Yeah.
not even to the end, and it was over because like Gable when he had his like first lit, it was going up and up,
Yeah.
and yeah, it wasn't even close. So yeah, so Gable won that one, and Jesse, it was actually I was going to talk about this too later on. It was really emotional seeing Jesse like cry like that because you can tell that he was really trying to play for
Yeah.
his family. He really needed that money.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of love moments like that because that kind of makes me like old school days. Where, like sometimes it was personal. It means a lot. I feel like sometimes due to like the 30 seasons, like even like 41, 42, I feel like the players like it wasn't a big deal. They lost because like, oh man, I got eliminated. It doesn't matter. I'm a big jury anyway. Still a dream come true. It actually you can see like Jesse was hurt by it.
I mean, I agree, but even if he wasn't like, just even if he didn't feel a need to have the money, I could just imagine how frustrating it is to play a really good game up until that point, only be taken out by fire. I mean, granted, I still believe that even without the fire making challenge, Jesse was probably going to get voted out without immunity. But at the same time, it's just it's funny how the point of the fire making challenge was to make sure that the fan favorite just kind of like coasted to the end.
Mm-hmm.
But we seen time and time again. See, what gets me about stuff like adding the final three and then adding the final four fire making is that it's just production trying to do their best to make sure the favorites don't go out, at the very, very last minute. And I understand that, but then the problem is they go out either at the fire making challenge or at the final five boot. Like
or 6 now because you see like Cody and Omar got voted out like 6.
right. So it's just like they're not really solving the problem. Like I mean, it sucks that when fan favorites are out at the end of the game. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know not everybody's like Ben who like he could benefit from that and won.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's why I'm not a fan of Fireman. I think it's like it's just filler now.
Yeah.
Because like literally the person who won for I guess Gable now. I think he's the first winner since Tony. He won fire making and won the season, but it's not like he needed that fire making challenge to win the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So now we got to the finale, which is Omar. No, sorry. No, that's not 42 or not. Anyway. Cassidy, Gabler, and Owen. And as we all know, we talked about it earlier. We thought Cassidy had it in the bag.
Pretty much, yeah.
But then all of a sudden, I kind of think the tables turned when
the Final Tribal Council came.
Yeah, especially when Cassidy messed up a question and Cody and Jesse like, oh no, you didn't make that move. It was like I think it was Ryan put out.
Yeah.
Gabler helped us out.
Mm-hmm.
And you were going to be a target, and she was kind of shocked. That's kind of like turned it to tide.
Yeah.
And then when I saw Carla voted for Gabler at the Final Tribal Council, that's why I knew okay, maybe give it a shot. But I did not think he would win. Was it 7-1?
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I mean, man, it's just crazy how we really just thought Gabler was a meme. And then he was like one vote away from a perfect game. It's just it's crazy. Like
he got no elimination votes. He got all but one vote.
Right.
If James voted for Gabler, he would have a perfect game.
Right.
You got players like JT, Cochran, and then Gabler.
Right. I mean, it's good. I mean, and to be fair, I do understand why James voted for Cass because like she was the one person around this booth who didn't like either try to vote him out or did vote for him. But I mean, at the same time, it's just like. That's crazy. If James just wrote down the G, then bam, we could have got perfect games.
I know,
perfect Gabler.
Especially in the new school era. Like
yeah, perfect Gabler. And it's just really funny to me once again because I guess while we're here, we can just talk about Gabler as a winner. I just think I think it's just I really find it I find it funny but also kind of sad how editors are really so focused on making the strategy so complex and so so out there as possible, but then you have winners like Gabler or even just Erica and Marianne who aren't all game. I just don't know why editors still haven't learned that making game body gameplay is not always the right thing. It's just like we've seen time and time again, like Ghost Island. The gameplay was very very lacking, but still had the game bot treatment, and hence why a lot of people just don't really care for the season.
Yeah, H3 were a lot of game bots. but they don't making dumb moves.
I mean, well, I mean that's like a different way of seeing it, but like I'm just saying like in general when like you have a winner or just like people playing a certain either people playing a certain way or the winner not being that way, the others still want to aim for this extreme game body edit, and that's the main reason why like I think 43 is mid because like just the merge just didn't really grab me like just the merge, yeah it was like there was tough gameplay I guess but just like it just didn't I didn't really feel anything because it just felt so much similar to 30 seasons like I don't know
Yeah.
and I mean it's kind of refreshing though to have someone like Gabler win the season because I mean just again like his edit was just so weird but it's just like
His archetype. He like the old 50-something guys, who not the big strategists. They never win. Like I think the last person like similar to Gabriel who won is Bob from Gabon.
yeah that was like season what 17.
That's like their old school season. That's like almost over a decade ago.
Yeah,
We never had winners like that. Even with Mike, he's kind of like similar to that same age range. He kind of like he was kind of similar to Gabriel, but the problem is he has his whole honor and integrity that kind of messes with his game at the end.
right.
So, like I said, we never have people like Gable win. I'm happy for that. Is he the oldest winner now, or Mike Bob?
Nah, I'm pretty sure Bob still is.
Yeah, I think Gable's in his 50s, but I don't think he's like that old.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, like literally, like can't vouch for me for when this, but like I had like I was like really laughing, like I was like cracking up because like because he won, like I couldn't, I was literally laughing for like 5 minutes straight because of how funny like his edit was. I mean, just
Look, this edit, I can't imagine like somebody like 5 years from now watched 43 for the first time and they'd be surprised Gable.
right. Like I mean, like literally no. Like I'm just thinking about all the polls before finale. Like no one expected like you had like I looked at polls and you had like Jesse winning at like what 50% then Cassidy like by 30, and then you have like Carla. So I would say like the predictions going to the finale would be like Jesse, then Cassidy, then Carla, and then I guess I'll be fair. I'd say Gabler after her, and then Owen. But it's just like I just no one expected this, and it's just on the one hand, I guess I'm kind of happy that the editors threw us in for a curveball because I can't stand obnoxious like winner edits, but at the same time, it's just like I mean I just find it really funny how they probably like they just cannot edit the most like anti-meta winner because they're so focused on like making everything so meta. I don't know. It's just
I want to say this. I feel like Gable. I think production probably hates the fact Gable won because I think you mentioned on the State of Survivor video that production allegedly hate 43. I can kind of see why because they want. It's kind of messed with saying they don't want somebody like Gable to win. They want like somebody like Jesse or Carla win. Yeah. That makes the longevity of the game, a show better. I mean, it's better because hey, you can be a good strategist and win. If you have best strategy or big moves, you win. That's
right. But at the same time, it also just proves once again that, and I cannot fathom why you're not like a fair amount, like a lot of people just can't like understand this. Just because you make flashy gameplay does not mean you're playing the best game. It's just like it's the fact that like 43 for example, like we've seen time and time again that we have like under the radar winners, but there's still a bunch of people just so concerned about making a resume or making a big move or whatever. It's just like the same thing over and over. I don't know. I just kind of funny.
I will say this. I think unfortunately this new era going to keep this whole 26-day thing. I think one thing I realized is that I think players now, it's not about making the moves like for like 23 days. It's about making the move the last 2 or 3 days.
I noticed that too.
So I think, for example, like Gabriel, you saw his move like at the end was take out Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
And Marianne did. Marianne voted out Omar like 4 days left.
Mm-hmm.
Even Eric, even though it was a little earlier, she was the main person without Shan and also without Picard, who was big threats in 41.
Right.
So I think now, back then, like Thursdays, even the older seasons, like if you made the moves like in the beginning or to the end, you automatically win. But now it's based on lower my threat level in the pre-merge, enter the merge, and then I make my moves, and then I try to blow people out, the big threats, by like day 24, day 23 now.
Right.
Which is gonna be weird because like now I feel one of the players gonna do that more. Like maybe see more big threats when they get voted out early now, or not later now. Like they like the final 6 or final 5, which I know production's gonna hate that, but hey, it is what it is now.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say, I didn't really notice this until I think we talked about Survivor Specialists. During the no open jury format now, where everybody talks now, I feel like that really benefited Gabler over Cassidy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because there was a lot of times like Cassie answered a question, and then like some people outside, like the person talking, they're like, "Oh no, you didn't do that. You didn't do that."
Right, right.
And I realized that ever since they did that new format in Game Changers, there hasn't really been like close like winner and runner up besides Ghost Island.
Right.
I think about Sarah won pretty big in Game Changers. Brandon won pretty big in H3. It was a crazy tie in Ghost Island.
Mm-hmm.
Nick won pretty easy. Same for Chris, even though he got voted out and came back. Tommy won easy. Tony won easy. Erica, Marianne, and Gable
All
7-1.
7-1. Yeah.
So I want to just do. I think now do this new jury format now. It's like people now just like.
It's like very hard to get a close vote, I guess. Is what you're saying.
And production wants if they want to make this whole like change up stuff, they may have to go back to old school format, which I think they won't.
They won't.
I know, but his thing now it's been this too jury format. Even though it looks nice on paper, it may prevent like your jury. The problem you get it's like blowouts now. It's like all since game change, it's only one close final tribal council.
I mean, it's one of the few changes from Modern Survivor that I prefer the way it was before, but I can understand why they changed it because I guess like they don't want to have another like entitled speech like David Murphy or Spencer and Cagayan they want to have like another like someone trying to like sway the jury single handedly, and I will admit like those speeches are really annoying. So I mean like I can kind of understand why they changed it.
Now they're doing it in new era now because now like you can just have Justin could, but oh no, that didn't happen. That's not true. That didn't happen.
I guess.
So now it's basically the same thing now, but instead of like one person like standing up and talking to somebody about it, everybody there's like 3 or 4 people explaining.
Right. I mean, I won't take away from Gable's win though. I do think they did a pretty good job, at least with the Final Tribal Council. It's just like that edit, man. Oh my god.
I just feel like, and there's another part with edit too. Everybody can just praise his edit. I'm kind of like, I think 42 had better edit. We'll get to more 42 later.
Yeah, I think the editing in 43 it started out really good and then just falls apart in the merge.
But people won't admit it because they just have the whole like what happened yesterday. They probably won't take like a few weeks for them to realize that. I think one thing they hit this whole mention like Cody and Jesse Gable is like ride or die alliance, and they ain't mentioned anything about. I have not mentioned Gable working with Jesse or Cody the whole time except during the Vine vote out. This is why because it was split into like 2 tribes.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like Owen briefly mentioned in the Final Tribal Council that he was in like you say aligned with Jesse, Cody, and Gabler, but it's just like I just don't remember this being established.
I mean like Jesse kind of seemed like Gable as someone a pawn to him.
Right, and it just.
And also, like Gable had a close relationship with Carla, which is why Carla voted for Gable. I'm like, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the main reason why I couldn't really get into 43, at least when the merge came in, because like the story was just really hard to follow, and because the editing was just really sloppy, and it's a shame because I think the editing was really good in the start, but because I couldn't really follow exactly what the story was, I just couldn't be involved in the episodes. And I mean that's just the thing. I'll elaborate more later on. But that's the thing with me in 43. Like I don't think it's a really good season. I don't think it's a really bad season. It's just like it feel like for me it's just been the modern day Guatemala where it's just like it's just a season of Survivor. I mean there's nothing inherently wrong with that, especially when the show's been going on as long as it has. But it's just like by the merge, I just like I'll put it this way, because of stuff I have to do for school, I've missed a few episodes of 43 in the merge. I had to go back and watch them, and that's fine. But it's just like I feel like that if this happened in 42, if this happened in 42, I feel like that it would actively bother me to miss episodes as they're premiering. But 43 is just like I don't really care what's going on, so it's just like it just didn't bother me that I'm missing episodes.
Because I can't imagine even like I could not miss my heroes villains like
right.
And I was like 10 in that season. I was no way I was gonna miss that.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall we're gonna talk more about the Fossil 43 more, but this season does got it definitely has its highs, but it has its lows.
Yeah.
Definitely has its lows. Okay,
all right.
So we'll talk about we last left off on Ryan vote out.
We got what? Noel, Sammy,
and Cody.
That's it. All right, cool.
Yeah, talk about those 3.
Okay.
Not too quick.
Okay, cool. I thought the Noel episode was it was all right. I guess.
People are hyping up. I like Noel. I think Noel's a great player, and I love her story. She's definitely a great player. I wouldn't mind seeing her again.
Right.
But I don't know. I feel like the editor kind of makes her so. What's the word? I think she's kind of. I feel like trying to force you to root for her. Which
Yeah, I agree.
And
Yeah,
I like Noelle. I totally root for her. But I feel like Ed wants you like you gotta like Noelle.
yeah.
Noelle's that person you have to like. It's like no one else you like but Noelle.
I mean, the way I see it, I agree. I like Noelle as well, but she's just another example of someone. I mean, literally, like the previous episode, she says something like, I woke up to want to make a big move or something, and then she ends up being voted in the next episode. So it's like, I mean, it's just stuff like that makes me so sick of, like, the game body attitude that the others have. But anyway.
It's so bad. Like, the players, they keep doing that, they still get voted out for
Yeah,
it. We're
just...
going to get adjusted about that, too. But it's like,
right.
Do you not understand? If you want to make the big move, you're going to get voted out. That's why I feel like I respect Gabler. Gabler, he was like, he understood what's going on.
Right.
He was in the low. He was like, he wasn't the main person, like, orchestrating the votes. He was like, I want to follow the majority, back and forth.
Right, as you said, the silent assassin.
Silent assassin. We all laughed at him. Silly Gabe. He's trying to do something. He's gonna be like a no
vote finalist. And it ends up being Owen. Yeah.
It'll be Owen. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I've mentioned this before, but that's why I respect Tony a lot, because he said this in Fair Play's podcast that he doesn't go into Survivor, and it's really shocking to considering how flashy he may seem. But when it's a war, he didn't go in. He generally took it day by day, and he didn't he doesn't come in with a resume or try to make a move just for the heck of it. He generally just tries to size up his opponents and try to maneuver his way through the game. I respect that, I really do. Yeah. I don't know why a lot of players just can't get that through their heads. I don't know. I mean,
I think one thing is patience is key. I feel a lot of players don't have patience. That's why I expect Tony, also Sandra. Mm-hmm. They kind of know when to make that game, but Hughes play that changed the season. Like I said, not just Sandra, Tony, all the other great players who played. They're known for being patient, waiting shadows.
Right.
Watch everybody else destroy each other, and then I make my move and destroy it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about so we got Sammy episode.
I thought it was pretty alright. Was that the one with the
last grasp? The gas.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty decent episode. I mean, I thought it was better than the last. I felt like it was the best post Elliot episode. Yeah, I mean, again, Sammy was another person who just. What gets me about Sammy is that I legitimately rooted for him towards the beginning, because he's my age, or at least he's a year older than me. And he seemed like he finally got just someone young finally got the head on their shoulders and could potentially win the game. But then the merge comes, he want to make a name for himself, and it's the same mistake that Will, I guess to a lesser extent Michael, all the teams just make the same mistake of just to make a move for the heck of it, and then he ends up getting voted out. It's just it's just amazing how all these players are so concerned of wanting to do something, and they end up doing too much, and they end up getting unceremoniously voted out.
So. These players trying to build a resume, and it's fun. And then we can bring up Gabler again. In contrast to Gabler may not have the biggest resume, but he said, "Hey, I made this one play that kind of changed the season, and also I took out the biggest threat. That's all I need to win."
Right.
So he literally did two things he wouldn't want the season. He's at.
Right.
These players trying to make, I gotta make 4 or 5 blindsides. I gotta make sure my resume's stacked. I gotta avoid my biggest threat because he may beat me. It's gonna be big moves.
Right.
So like I said, I was happy to part about the challenge, last grasp. I think gasp. Mm-hmm. Yeah, last gasp. I think grasp. I'm kind of worried they're probably not gonna bring it back because technically
Carla and Owen kind of broke it.
Yeah, I mean, what happened was the tie was they did a good job. I don't give them props. That was a really tough challenge. In fact, they were under Marvel for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I give them a lot of props for that. But it's such a challenge going to be gone. But I'm happy they bring back some old school challenges.
Right.
Because I got really tired of seeing the Fiji era challenge back to back to back.
Yeah.
We can talk about the quick thing, the Final 7 advantage, to choose your champion. How do you feel about that?
I thought it was fine.
Fine.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Don't do or die.
I would say it's a lot better than anything else the Fiji era seasons I've done. So that's neat.
I get it. I like it. I think it's a decent twist.
Yeah. So that was, and then the next episode, which is where it gets really interesting, Cody. So I mean, I just see. I mean, a lot of people credit Jesse for making the move. I thought it was a pretty alright move. Yeah. But he just overplayed it way too much. Seriously,
way over too much.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I understand. I do understand his mindset of not wanting to get to the end, seeing as Cody's right hand person. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you have someone who wants to take it to the end with him, and Cody already had a decent plan, to get rid of Carla with Nyla in her pocket. But for whatever reason, Jesse couldn't think, oh wow, that plan was actually pretty good. Let's just stick with it. He had to go out of his way to make something his own, and he gets out his number one ally, and then he's like puts the biggest target on his back.
Exactly. That's kind of something I keep bringing forward too. Omar did the same thing. Like it was kind of a good idea for Drea, but he made so noticeable that people were like, oh we got to target Omar.
Right.
That's led to his downfall.
Yeah.
I feel like too, like I know the big reason why Jesse did that because he feared that Cody would actually win. He may get his votes. Well, I don't know because I feel like there's a way you could argue like, hey, even though Cody was like the more vocal one in our group, I was making the moves, and he was like the one like even though he made a Carl blindside, I was the one who told him what to do and everything that we were part of the group as a group.
Yeah, I just think Jesse pretty much lost the game at that point. He just overplayed it way too hard, and yeah, I just
when he did that, I knew that he's not going to win the game.
Pretty much.
There was no way that he was gonna. He was gonna be Final Five because he had the idol, Janine's idol. But I knew Final Four he had to do Fireman. There was nowhere unless he won immunity.
Right.
It wasn't the case. I think about Jesse was he didn't win. He didn't win any immunity challenges. He was actually pretty terrible in challenges in general. So he really shouldn't have made that move because now that kind of it forced him. Hey, he's gonna make Final Four.
Yeah, pretty much
he's gonna make Fireman.
Pretty much put his back against the wall. I mean, really.
And also, why would Cody give somebody his idol just to keep?
I mean, I guess he was just trying to be nice because Jesse, gave it to him in the first place.
Don't ever even though he's an enemy. Russell said it best. You don't hand the enemy the idol. I know Jesse like they're close, but I'm not gonna give somebody my idols to keep it just for a little bit.
I don't know, man.
That's still dumb, man. I mean, there's ways like don't give somebody your idol.
Right.
Because they're gonna use it against you.
Yeah. So that was up to the finale. What's next on our list? I forgot.
So next up. Overall, we talk about finale.
Thoughts on the season?
Yeah, just like talk more about how you think it's made.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I said it before. I said this in the last video. I think the season is pretty average. I think it's better than 41. I'll give it that much. And I do think that there are definitely improvements from the last two seasons, like the removal of the hourglass twist, do or die twist. I think editing in the pre-merge is really good. I think the overall cast is pretty good. I forgot about challenges. The challenges are so much better than the last two seasons. Seriously,
so much better.
There's still some rehash Fiji challenges, but at least they're bringing back some that they haven't brought back in a while. Thank God.
It's a good step. Don't mess it up, Survivor. Don't go back to all Fiji era challenges.
Seriously,
keep it up.
It's just it's refreshing, really.
It's really refreshing to see, especially I keep bringing up Last Gasp. That was such a good feeling seeing that challenge again.
Yeah.
And let's talk about pre-merge a little bit. I think one flaw I had with the pre-merge was it was great, but I feel like they focused too much on Coco and Baka over Vessi. I feel like Vessi was like my favorite pre-merge tribe.
Yeah, I get that.
And we didn't get enough screen time though. Mm-hmm. And I think during like the one of the episodes, we only had one scene of Vessi the whole time. It was just like Jesse come back from like the.
Yeah, and again, it's just another byproduct of them just doing 3 tribes stuff too. I mean,
I know you say you're not. You just say you're okay with 3 tribes, but I feel like they didn't change up maybe 2 tribes. Maybe do a tribe swap at least.
Right. I mean, I'm fine with 3 tribes, once every couple seasons. But I mean, I just feel like that 2 tribes. It's already hard enough to edit different relationships on 2 tribes anyway. Just make it 3 tribes, no matter how small the tribes are. It just makes it more difficult for the editors. So.
And one thing I realized, I don't even notice this. The last 3 winners, Gabler, Marianne, and Erica, they all won, and in the other tribes, they're the ones who mostly dominated the pre-merge.
Oh, I just realized that.
Erica, I forgot the blue tribe.
Well, yeah,
Luvu, they won all but I think they won every challenge in pre-merge.
Yeah.
Marianne's tribe, Taku, they only lost 1, which they actually lost 2 people, but they lost 1 challenge.
Right, and then
Gabriel only lost 1 challenge too, because Baka only lost 1. It was the first episode. So I mean, it could be like indication that if you want to find who's a winner, the tribe who wins the most challenges or has the most players by the merge, the person may win that the season. Especially 26 days is short. That means the less people you have, more people you have, the better your chances are.
Right.
Can you talk about? I've been waiting a few weeks to talk about it. I think that probably one of my favorite moments in the new era has to be Lindsay throwing herself out.
Oh yeah, that was great.
That was funny because she had no reason to make herself be a threat.
Yeah, I just find it funny how someone was so afraid of getting voted out that they end up getting voted out. It's just.
I literally said, "You're not the threat." It's yes, I am. I'm the biggest threat in the game.
I mean, it's just.
And she was no reason to do that because like,
Right.
that made her look bad because that made Carl and James like, you know what, she's too big of a threat to do that.
Yeah.
No, she's too big of a threat to keep around. We gotta vote her out.
Mhm.
And it totally backfired. And that's the thing, because I thought Lindsay would be like Chrissy's like edit. Like, she'd be like one of like the underrated like good players, like older women.
Right.
But nope, didn't happen.
Nope, did not happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, But back to my thoughts on 43 as a whole. I think it's I think it's a pretty average season. I guess I'd rather watch it over like at least half 30 seasons. But but it's just I don't know. I mean, it's just like I said before, just the merge. I just didn't feel anything with it. I just thought it was okay. It's another cookie cutter Fiji season. I mean, I just didn't. I just actively did not care. I mean, it's just a stark contrast to 42, where 42 felt like the first time in a while where I actively wanted to see episodes of Survivor because I was into the cast a lot. But 43 is just like I just did not care. I think part of it is because I was so confused by the edit in Dwight's episode that at a certain point it's just like the wind is taken out of me. I just don't care. Like it kind of set the stage for how the edit is going to be for the merge because the edit in the merge is just not good at all.
His thing, it may not be annoying to some people, but it kind of is to me. I hate the fact now that they're like legit hiding stuff now, and then they reveal it to like next episode. Like literally after the White episode, I was generally confused why he got voted out.
Right.
And then they reveal next week that he gave Jesse his idol, Janine's idol,
right,
and that's why he voted him out. I mean, that may be good like casual viewers, but that's just so annoying to watch, especially to every single episode. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Like hiding like everything. Like, stop hiding so it did in 41, 42. It's too repetitive now. It's so cringy. Like, you're a survivor, not reality, not Hell's Kitchen or like those other like reality shows. You're different from all those other shows. Don't stop. But don't change everything up like that.
No, I agree. I just think it's kind of sloppy storytelling. It's just like, I mean, if it happens one time, it's all right. But just for it to happen over and over and over, it just comes. And I can say the same thing for the sob stories. I mean, like the sob stories were just out of hand in the season. I mean,
everybody has sob stories.
It's just ridiculous, really.
And like I understand like some players like maybe Noel, like and Jesse, they have really good like, stories you really want to tell. But some people like they really need a sob story. Like I love Sammy to death, but like his sob story is only about like playing for his mom, like he was like has a kid.
Yeah, he ends up being the episode that he was booted, so like it just comes up as very half-hearted.
It's like, oh man, we forgot Jesse's getting voted this episode. We need to put like a sob story for him because he hadn't got one yet.
Yeah.
I feel like if you want to do like show like the players like them like who they are, you don't need to do like whole flashback, like whole like pictures, like all that stuff. Just tell them the story. Like there's a better way for them to do it instead of saying, hey, do a sob story time. Talk about your life in general.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to do, that's weird because they used to do that in older seasons. Older seasons they used to like have like good storytelling of the players, but now it's so cringy now. It's like so cliche.
Right. But yeah. But on a positive note, to talk about the positives in 43, I think the editing pre-merge is pretty good. I definitely enjoy the challenges. I like the cast. I mean, there are some good things about 43. I mean, honestly, if 44 has like the best qualities of 42 and the best quality of 43, I guess say it could be a pretty solid season, honestly. But it's just like but back at 43 though, it just felt. I mean, it's not even like it was like really boring. It's just like I just didn't really feel anything through the back half of it. I mean, it's like Guatemala. No, honestly, it's kind of the opposite of Guatemala, where like the cast in Guatemala wasn't that good, but the gameplay was pretty alright. But for 43, the cast is pretty good, but the gameplay cast is pretty good, or pretty alright. But like the gameplay was just I just didn't feel anything with the season. I mean, just like I told you before, like playing times, just feel like one ear and out the other. Just
I think problems. I think a lot of people they just really want good seasons. A lot of people. Let's be real. Everybody hates the new era of Survivor. They hate the whole 26 days, all that other stuff, which I'm not going to bring up because we already talked about it. They just really want some positive things to happen. I think people are starting to a little bit overhype some stuff that happened in 43 and 42.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's be real, guys. This season's mid, and I think 42 is good too, but I think it's not as great as people think it is. We just gotta sort of the fact that unless they make these changes, this new era is just not gonna work. Errors, whatever.
I'm just saying. Anyway,
it's not gonna work. I'm just not. I feel like so exhausted. Like it's like. I'm gonna keep watching this sometimes.
I mean, I just I'm hoping for the best for 44, but at the same time, it wouldn't shock me if they just like pull some stupid thing like.
And the production said they love the season, and that means it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, pretty
they
much.
Said the same thing wins the war and wins the bomb 10 season.
Yeah.
Every time when production says we love the season, it only worked for Kageyama. Everything else is like, oh, it's bad. Like the same thing was Apart. Oh, Jeff said Worlds Apart when we won the best season of all time.
Hey, look how that turned out.
And the season won the best season of all time.
Oh God.
Wins the war is legendary. Top 5 season.
I mean, to be fair, not even just him, but just casuals think it's like the second coming of Christ, but I can't stand that season.
I talked to a friend about it the other day. So,
but yeah, just I mean, yeah, I mean, 43 is just an average season. I mean, in comparison to, I already said it's better than 41. I think 42 is better, but comparison like 30 seasons, I guess. It's better than Game Changers, H3, Ghost Island.
I'll spare Edge
It's Edge Extinction, Ali Idol. So it is better than like at least half of the. I would say it's better than Wings of War, but I mean that's a story for another day.
I'll put it.
Yeah, because I can't stand Wings of War. I know, right? Oh my God. But yeah, I mean, I just it's just average.
It's definitely gonna be a polarizing season. I feel like think Phil from Star Specialist brought it up. He's saying some people have like top 10, which is crazy in my opinion. And some people may have a bottom 10.
Yeah, I think the winner definitely contributed to the whole polarizing idea of it.
I think, especially
because I know no one expected Gabler to win, so I mean that's probably like.
And don't check Twitter because right now.
Twitter's just.
So I'm not even gonna bring it up.
Twitter's just full of freaking idiots. But anyway, Jesus Christ.
I feel like Jess would have won. I feel like that maybe the season would have been a little better, even though it would have been obvious. When I feel a lot of people really want to see some people want to see like a Rob or like Tom dominant season again. We haven't seen that in a long, long time.
I mean, even still, I
won't mind seeing that again. Just like one time. I don't want to see like back-to-back seasons, but I want to see like a great player literally have a top like 5.
I don't think a winner elevates the season because like Kim played a really good game. I hate One World, so I mean.
You also got to be her competition. Like, for example,
okay, fair enough.
I feel like even though like people like say Tony's Winners War is one of the best because he played against all winners. You can also make argument Sandra's one of the best in Heroes Villains because she played against like one of the best All-Star.
Some of the biggest All-Star season, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, we remember people criticize Robin Kim's win because they play against
idiots. Yeah.
I feel like I would have said Jesse's win more if he would have won, it'd be better than Robin Kim's because he played against like some good players.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you that much.
So, So you're right. The winner doesn't decide doesn't make the season great. I think like who the player plays against, it depends on how you feel about the season.
Yeah. What's the next? I think it's like 42 versus 43.
Oh yeah, we want to do this earlier. I feel like a lot of people are now saying that 33 is not better than 42.
But which I agree with. Sorry, go on.
I said 43 better than 42.
Oh, sorry, go on.
we want to like talk about the difference between 43 and 42 and which one you think is better. We're not even going to bring 41 because 41 is not even like in the conversation because we all know 43 is better than 41 and 42 is better than 41.
Right.
So let's talk about 43 and 42. So
I mean, personally, I just enjoy 42 more because I think the cast is strong. But also, the editing was so much better than 42. I mean, it has stuff like Hourglass Twist and Do or Die. But at the same time, like 42 is the first time where I genuinely it's the first time since at least David versus Goliath. I'll be fair. The first time since Winners of War pre-merge where I actively tuned in. I actually wanted to tune into Survivor, not just out of status quo. I wanted to just like see the episode just to see how the story unfolds. I mean, just I didn't get the feeling for 43. Like I just kind of zoned out for most of it.
No, like I said, you keep bringing up 40. The merch felt like it does. It really did. It feel like Final 8 is gonna be like legendary. It's gonna be one of the best Final 8s ever. And yeah, maybe everybody in the Final 8 had a shot to win, but it doesn't mean that the season's like great.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because like one reason why I like 42's last few episodes, I think someone mentioned this before. I forgot who. They said that the best players of 42 are the ones that made it the farthest. Which I mean, granted, even Romeo, who was a GOAT. I mean, like, even discounting him, even though I don't think he played a horrible game or anything. Even like I feel like that most of the players at the end of the game were not just fan favorites, but people who were actively like playing the game the best, which I think really contributes to not just the entertainment value because it makes people want to root for them more. But I just think it just makes make the story more interesting. I cannot stress enough how better the editing is in 42 compared to 41 and 43 because I mean it's just night and day. I think editing in 43 just completely falls apart. Like at least 42 was somewhat focused on telling a somewhat coherent story. 43 just kind of just blows out of the water. There are some things in 43 that are improved. There's no hourglass twist or do or die twist.
Challenges are way better.
Yeah, challenges 43 are way better. Thank God. So they are making some sort of improvements. I hope they keep it up in 44, but it's just I know they won't. But I genuinely think that 42 is a better watch. And again, like it's not even like I hate 43 or anything. I'll get it straight. It's not like that. I felt miserable watching 43. I'll give it that much. It wasn't. I would say it wasn't incredibly aggravating like the Dark Age seasons or most of the 30 seasons or anything. It just kind of like just felt like another cookie cutter Fiji season for me.
What cast think is better? Because that's a lot of people saying 43, but I actually may go with 42s.
I think 42's cast is a little better.
I feel like people underestimate 42 now because of 43.
Right.
Because that cast is really good. I feel like one thing I like about it was, I think you mentioned during the review of 42, like everybody had their own like, it was like even though everybody had their own like trope, it was like kind of it had like a sub trope. Like Jonathan was like seen as like the big strong guy.
But he was like kind of a softy.
Kind of softy. Yeah, Marianne's kind of seen as like big flamboyant character, but she had like a little good strategy side. And same Omar was seen as like more like a quiet dude, but he had a really good like strategy, like very vocal gameplay.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel like I've had almost half the cast like had like two like tropes and made them very unique.
Right.
Seasons.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like 42 had that. 43 had that sometimes. I feel like Cody and Jesse were great cast, and I didn't feel a lot of players didn't really have that. Mm-hmm. And also, like I said, I feel like Ed was kind of off. Like I didn't feel like I knew a lot of the cast compared to 42s. Mm-hmm. Like, I Cassidy, if she was so quiet, I didn't really remember Cassidy till like
the very end.
Yeah, very end. Ryan vote out. I feel like I knew everybody in 42. I feel like I knew even the merge, like even the people in the pre-merge. Mm-hmm. Like I still remember like Tori, Tori got voted out early in the merge, and same for people like Chanel and who was the first merge? Yeah, Chanel and Roxroy.
Yeah, the thing I still think 42 is solid on its own, but honestly, as much as we look down on the new era, I generally think that if you just take the best qualities of 42, the really good editing, a really good cast, and the best qualities of 43, pretty good challenges, and no hourglass twist to do or die or anything. I think you can have like in applies for 44. I think you can have a pretty solid season. Probably not top 10 or anything, but at least like top 15 at the very least.
They still got during days again. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm just saying like.
I'm sorry.
But yeah. What's the next thing on our?
Also, who do you think is a better winner? I hate saying this. This is actually an interesting one. Mm-hmm. Marianne or Gabler? It's tough. Cause, like I feel like Marianne is like her game was like she's more seen as like the character, but then she made that move at the end and that solidified her win. And she had really good final tribal counts. I think both of them had good final tribal performance.
Now thinking about it, I think I prefer Gabler's win over it. I feel like that Marianne's was really messy in the beginning of it. I feel
like Marianne. I think constantly I just mentioned like the way to win Survivor now, you gotta make that move at the end, and both Marianne and Gabler did that.
Right.
That both solidified their wins. I feel like I said, this new way to win this new era now is don't make moves at the beginning. Mm-hmm. Make the move at the end now.
Right.
Because now people are going to remember that more because it's more recent, because 26 days, it's shorter.
Yeah.
That's going to be the way how people win this new era Survivor now.
Yeah, I think that Marianne is a pretty alright winner, but yeah.
I think her win is mostly based on like her performance is mostly based on like her character wise and making that move. I feel like Gabe was kind of more like he was like character, but he laid low, then he made like moves like if he had to.
Right. So what's next? Is it talking about 44?
No, we're gonna have to rate. Since you talk about it says mid, what would you rate?
Oh, okay.
3.
I guess I rated maybe like a. I'll be fair. I'll give like a 6. I guess. What about you?
I have a 7.7.
Really, that high? Okay.
Well, here's my thing. My ratings. I told myself until they change new era. I'm not putting like a new era season, like top 20. I just told myself that. I don't care what people say. People say I'm hating. I don't care. I just don't think that's not right. So my lowest 42 I have 7.9 and 42 7.7.
Okay.
So I had like above average mid. Low top tier like the bone was 8.
Right. I mean, right. I'll be fair to 42 and say it'll be in my top 20, maybe top 15. But again, that's no,
Oh,
as I said before. I mean, that's as good as I think the new era can get, unless they change something. Unless they take the best qualities of 42 and 43, then I mean I think 42 is as good as we can get. But again, I don't know. But yeah, I think I think 43 is like I think it's mid tier as well. I mean, like, I think I don't really have a list of all seasons ranked, but if I had to guess, probably be like in the middle, like with Gabon, Guatemala, around that.
Africa,
Af-
Marquesas.
I don't know. I probably put Africa. I don't know actually.
Put Africa 43.
Probably I don't know actually because like. Mm,
I gotta watch Africa.
yeah.
For a year, so I'm watching.
But yeah, like, so my mid tier seasons are Guatemala, Gabon, Australian Outback. What I don't care. Yeah, Africa. Yeah, just those seasons. I'm trying to think other mid. Ghost Island, like those are mid tier seasons for me.
Marquesas.
I personally like Marquesas, but
I
no.
I do think it's mid. There's another side note I want to have. It's kind of like Lady Gabler. I'm a little bit. It's kind of like a lot of people comparing him to Natalie's win in Samoa. But after watching Samoa again, it's like I could kind of see how Natalie would have won if I first time watching it, because like you seen Russell like do. He's such a mean person, like in the whole like on season.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, okay, there's no way they're gonna give him $1 million. So that's why Natalie won. But Gabe was like, it just literally just came out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
so unless you like really like pay attention to it, which maybe a super fan like me, I kind of saw it, but I don't think like most of the fans are casuals are not gonna see it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I just find it really funny how they are so committed to having the typical edit that they have, and then they have the most anti-meta player to win the game. It's just that's funny.
Even him and Marianne, like kind of like, not saying it's similar, but it kind of similar. They're not a big strategist. Even as Erica wasn't a big strategist.
I mean, at least 42's edit wasn't so so focused on like. I mean, at least 42 was a little bit more character based.
Yeah, that's what I felt like before. 42 was character based. They knew that a lot of casts like good characters, and they made characters.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's the problem with a lot of 30 seasons and even 41. Some 43 had.
Right.
They try and make these like characters on Survivor be strategists and edit like that.
Yeah, I mean, I live like if Ghost Island had the edit that 42 had, I think that it would have been like a lot better.
I feel bad. Ghost Island really had. I think cast wasn't terrible, but the problem is they forced them to play like these like gameplay, make these game bots, and some of the players didn't have that, and a lot of them got voted out.
I just think the editing in Ghost Island was just atrocious, and that just ruined the season.
Seasons of all time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talk about 43 rated. You have I have like 7.17.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's talk about what are your thoughts on 44?
Okay.
We seen the cast. I seen a picture. Of the
I seen a little bit of the cast. I haven't seen much of it. I mean, I'll be honest. I think it looks kind of uninspired. I mean, like no one really like other than what's his name, Yam Yam, for a really stupid nickname. God, that sounds so freaking stupid. There's no one that the winner Survivor 44 Yam Yam. So, oh my god.
I see it.
Oh gee.
43.
Yam Yam. Oh no. Like no one in the cast really like sticks out to me. I mean, there's one dude. I remember I like him because he's young. He kind of reminds me of Sammy in the pre-merge. Where
Carson?
I think he's like a white dude with glasses. Yeah, he seems like someone who had he seems really smart. But everyone else, I don't know. I need to look at the cast again, but like there's no one else that really like.
Well, this got football player. They think Brandon, so we may have another Danny McCray. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, we forgot to mention. Thank you, Danny McCray.
Oh yeah, thank God for Dan McCray. Anyway.
Without Dan McCray, we will not have.
We would have the hourglass twist for a third time in a row, which is freaking stupid.
He made 43 a little better because of that.
For real, thank God. But no, like yeah, I think 44. We'll see how it goes. I mean,
I'm a little nervous because, like I said earlier, production loved this season, so that means it could be bad or like actually decent. Because the only time I ever got a season right with that was like Cagayan. But overall, every time you see a season gonna be really good, it ends up being like bottom tier.
Right.
So I'm not too worried. And I know there's a medevac. So I heard rumors that it's actually gonna be a medevac. Like kind of.
Well, I mean, yeah, they showed in the preview.
I heard it's gonna be the first episode. I mean, that's all I heard. I don't know who got medevac, but I heard it's like the first episode.
Well, we'll see.
I don't think. Like I said, I'm not a person saying medevacs are gonna make the show better, which is not true. Some people think it is. I hope I wonder if they'll be like Corona, where a lot of people get medevac, and that may change the way how they do Survivor.
I mean, they're so committed to staying in Fiji. I mean, what's going to change them? I don't know.
They may go to another Fiji island.
Oh God.
Or they do Fiji Airways.
Or do Jeff's backyard. I don't know. Save money that way.
Yeah, live in the backyard. The cameras would be like right next to each other, like tree houses.
Oh God.
And then the beauty challenge would be like in this room or something.
Shoot, man.
Okay, so overall, I say 44. We'll see. Yeah, we're gonna be back here again, talking about it.
Yeah. All right. You have anything else to add? Because I think I've laid out my laundry.
Overall, yeah, I agree with what you said. I think 43 is definitely mid tier. I think I'm not gonna be mad if people think it's like a good, great season, but I just think it's mid. I hate saying it, but I'm still like can't get over the whole like new era and all the changes they made. I'm gonna be really picky towards like some of the seasons. And I may not say like I'm not gonna be biased towards like 43 and maybe better than like Tocantins or like Vanuatu because it's recency bias. I think those seasons are better because they show more effort and like, authenticity like where the 43
Yeah, I mean like even recency bias. I mean I just think 43. I mean like I'm trying to, like I mean yeah I think 43 is better than 30 seasons or it's half of them. But like I'm just thinking of older seasons. I still rather watch 43 than like Thailand or 43 over like other like bad seasons like I'm trying to think what's the bad seasons before. I'd rather watch it over like Redemption Island or One World. Like I mean those seasons they had 39 days and didn't have bad twists and whatnot. But they were just genuinely just unpleasant to watch because of how like just not entertaining they were. But anyway, yeah, 43. It is what it is. I'm glad it's over. So yeah, off to new seasons, I guess.
You think 45 is gonna be all returning?
I doubt it, to be honest. Because I mean, in all honesty, I feel like they really like just. There's one thing that bothers me about the 30 seasons is that they went way too overboard with fraternities. So I'm totally fine with them just doing all newbies for a little bit. If I had to guess, probably just gonna make it like do the same thing they did with the first 10 seasons or first 8 seasons where they have all newbies and then like season 48 would be like all stars, something like that. I don't know.
Like, I would say 50 is gonna be the all star season.
I mean, we'll see, but I don't think 45 will be returning seasons, and I don't really mind. It could be like fans versus favorites for all I know. Probably not.
I wouldn't mind, especially like, I think fans and favorites be more like successful because like maybe instead of like more like favorites like the older players, make them like some new school like 30 like H Street and for present.
Yeah.
And like last thing I'll say, who do you think is gonna definitely like have a lock this season and come back? I definitely see Cody and Jesse.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, Cody, Jesse, Carla, Noel, I guess Cassidy. Cause the production probably wanted her to win. If it wasn't Jesse. I can see them bringing back like someone like NECA or Ellie for like a second chance theme. I don't know, or Janine. I don't know. Like I'm trying to think of like the specific theme for All Star team. So or All Star season. So
I love Diamonds in Love season where we have like players who got voted out pre-merge come back. So I want my seasons like Dwight and Ellie come back. Yeah. I feel like those players I feel like Ellie may have a good shot to come back and do well.
I still think Dwight was kind of robbed because like production's horrible decision of literally having to earn the merge and having the whole the first person in the merge not be jury. I just don't. What's the point of having both? I will never understand, but whatever.
Actually, I won't mind that.
Yeah.
I'm done.
All right, cool. Well, I'm Evan here at Entertain. I'm not sure when my next video is coming out. It should be out relatively soon, actually, because I do have something in the works. But, yeah, thanks for watching, and have a good day, everyone.
Bye, everyone.